Hello, Believe Nation. I am not feeling well today. Oh, Nina came by. I am not feeling well today. I've got a giant headache for some reason, but I still need to make videos. I still got to get them up for you. It's been, 11 years almost of making, is it 11 years, Nina? It's been a long time of making content, and videos go up every day no matter what. And so I'm gonna do a little different format for this week of filming because I'm not on my A game. We're gonna play a clip and I'm gonna react to it, and hopefully you guys still find some value. So today, let's learn from David Goggins and how to have a cookie jar. And just as I said that, Nina brought, oh my gosh, Nina, what are we eating here?
Yummy stuff.
Look at this. Can you quickly explain what it is?
Noodle with peanut butter, satay sauce, soy sauce, scrambled eggs, vegetables, and chicken.
This is looking amazing. Is this chicken, you said?
Yeah.
And salt. Gotta love Nina. Gotta love Nina. Okay, let's learn from Nikki Nina. Let's learn from David Goggins.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Whenever times got hard, my mind said, you're not good enough.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
So my mind wasn't, my eyes, my mind weren't connecting.
Right. So how do you combat that?
So how you combat that is this. I call it the cookie jar.
Okay.
You have to remind yourself. We all have a story. All of us have gone through very hard times.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're in a hard time, our mind has a way of forgetting what all we've overcome.
Mm-hmm.
I have a way of taking 1 second when I want to quit and saying, okay, you endured this. So I look at my life and how I came up as the ultimate training ground versus most people look at it as why? Woe is me. God, why?
Right, exactly.
Why?
Right.
I had to flip this upside down and say, hang on a second. God was training me to be one of the baddest men on the planet
That's
Earth.
absolutely right.
That's how this was my journey.
Okay, so I think the strategy here is when you want to quit, you remind yourself of all of the things that you've been through and how much of a badass you are and how much you've overcome and accomplished. And I think that can definitely be a good strategy. I think especially if you have reminders or what I call play bigger triggers in your environment that remind you of what a badass you are. Let me show you. Let me take you on a quick office tour. Right, this is whoa. Drop my chopstick. Let me show you here. So one of the things that I did, I've got a couple things. In my office, we've got the neck braces, right? So as I walk in here, I see the awards and everything great, but I've also got these 2 neck braces from when I broke my neck. I wore this for 60 days. This one, and it got duct tape on it here because it started breaking. And I wore this one too as my backup. And for 60 days, because I broke my neck, I had to wear that. And I had 10 minutes a day that I could use just to shower. And so I keep this in my office as a reminder of how tough I am, as a reminder of what I went through, that even today, like I'm struggling to make videos today because of my headache. I made videos when I had a broken neck and a concussion. Right, you can go back and watch some of my old content. You'll see me with this neck brace on and a giant scab on my forehead and trying to make content. And so having this in my environment reminds me of how badass I am and what I've come through. So that today is simple. This is easy compared to what I have already been through, right? So play bigger triggers, right? I look at this. I got a Guan Yu statue on the floor. This is Pima wants to play. This is made of bronze. It's about 50 pounds, pure bronze, and I carried this across Taiwan and then into Japan and then eventually home. I had to buy an extra luggage just to bring it over, and it was I just remember my muscles hurting. Look, can I show you the dogs? Look, the dogs want to get involved. They're fighting over the toy. My muscles were hurting, and just having that in my office is a reminder again of what I've been through. And so I think it's great to have those, put that down, to have those play bigger triggers in your environment. I think it can be super helpful. I struggle with the remind yourself of how much of a badass you are when you're struggling with something though. I just think a faster way is just to shortcut it. So I was having this conversation with Mark Drager, friend of the channel, and he was talking about how when he's on the treadmill, he's trying to beat his best records, and as he's doing, he's trying to remind himself of how much he's already gone through, how much weight he's already lost, and being proud of all the accomplishments that he's had already on his journey. And he was trying to push through to do a new best, and that reminder wasn't working for him. And so I told him, dude, the way to shortcut it is just to tell yourself that I do difficult things, not to remind yourself of all the things that you've done in the past, because what's going to happen is if this new thing is bigger than the things you've already been through, then your mind's going to say, yeah, but that's different. See, as soon as you start getting into the mental game, as soon as your brain starts getting involved, your brain is designed to keep you safe and keep you small and keep you protected. That's what your brain does. And so as soon as you enter a logical discussion up here, what happens is it's going to find outs, and you're not a small person. You're a smart person. So you're going to find a really smart out for yourself. You're going to find a really smart out. So you're going to say, yeah, I did all that stuff, but this is different, right? Like, yeah, I did those videos when I broke my neck, but I didn't have like this crazy headache that I've got right now. You'll find a reason why it's different. And so then that thing doesn't matter as much. And so how I recommend going through it and combating that voice, because that voice is going to keep coming up. You're going to be too afraid. You're going to be afraid of disappointing people and failure, and all of this stuff is going to keep coming up whenever you want to do something new. You do difficult things, and you shortcut the logical argument in your head. Instead of saying, this is hard, but look what I've already done that's hard, but this is different, but no, it's not. But yes, it is, but no, it's, and this constant back and forth in your head. I do difficult things, period. Just because. So I do difficult things, scary, difficult, or hard, right? If I say those words, scary, difficult, or hard, then I have to do it. The boom, boom, boom test where your heart's going like this, that's just a go time. That means you have to go off and do it to prove to yourself that you do difficult things, and not have the conversation in your head anymore. It shortcuts the conversation, which gets you to action faster, because the longer you're thinking about it, the less likely you're gonna do it, and the more likely you're gonna find a reason why you can't. So back to Mark Drager on the treadmill, he went back and he did it again, and he just said, I do difficult things. I'm Mark Drager, I do difficult things. And that got him over the hump to then go off and set a new record. And so I like having those reminders, those mementos, those things in your environment, the play bigger triggers, to every now and then look at and remind yourself of what you've come through and what you've gone and accomplished. But I think when you're in the moment, this is one man's perspective. When you're in the moment and you want to do something and you're afraid and you think it's too big for you, and it's too difficult and too scary and too hard, I don't know if the reminders work. I think they can work some of the time. I just think a lot of times people will just find another reason why it's different this time. And the way to shortcut it is just that you do difficult things, period, end of discussion, let's go. And when you build that identity, you start to take on much bigger projects and goals than you ever thought were possible. And that's where all the magic lies. So I've got a really special clip I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what difficult thing do you need to just say yes to? What difficult thing are you debating in your head and listen to the voices and trying to find a logical path forward, or really you just need to do it? Let me know, let us celebrate you, put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far and you promise to take action after watching the video, give me a hashtag believe in the comments, because I want to celebrate you.
Mr. Carnegie was a hard bastard. Vanderbilt was a hard bastard. Henry Ford I was a hard bastard. Rockefeller was a hard bastard. Steve Jobs was a ruthless hard bastard. As Apple CEO Cook regularly begins sending emails at 4:30 in the morning on Sunday, he's a hard bastard. Why are all these guys that changed the world got one thing in common? They're tough as nails, ruthless, take no prisoners.
And then we got you. A stiff drink and a good can kill most people in this room. I'm ashamed to say. In fact, forget the stiff drink, just a good. My proceeds from PayPal acquisition were 180 million, blah, 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 blah. Then I had to borrow money for rent. These guys, myself included, are all in. If they believe in what they're doing, they put all their money at risk, which I have several times, not in recent years. SpaceX worker reveals a brutal company motto helped him survive all-nighters working for Elon Musk. Notorious workaholic Elon Musk is so tied to his office that he's been known to sleep on the floor. I slept on the floor. Ford slept on the floor. Jobs slept on the floor. Gates slept on the floor. Success leaves clues. I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 years.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.